All right, good evening. Yet here for Enyumre. Yada Nyamia CBM akwanya odi amayen se Enyumre so yetumi assign eba mo nkyɛn yɛde yɛ sikasɛm no ɛde deɛ di kan no sorry sir for a few weeks now no yɛntumi nhyia yɛ busy season from now to April ne deɛ busy saa but ne nyinaa akyi no yɛtry sɛ yɛbɛnya adagyeɛ yɛbɛnya time na yɛaba na agya yɛtumi yɛne yɛ nyinaa no ahyɛ nneɛma kakra a ɛbɛboa yɛn ɛwɔ yɛ sikasɛm mu ɛbɛboa yɛn ɛwɔ yɛasetena mu ɛfiri sɛ there is a saying sɛ mmerɛ biara yɛ sikasɛm ɛkɔ yie ɛwɔ fie no especially awarefoɔ ɛde asomdwee bebree ɛbrɛ abusua no not only yɛyere ne yɛkunu ana but nkɔdaa ne nyinaa nso no it brings that peace of mind in knowing sɛ papa maame sikasɛm bibia ɛda din ɛna yɛnim sɛ one of the big ɛyi a ɛwɔ awareɛ mu ntɔkwa kɛseɛ paa ɛwɔ awareɛ mu baako ɛyɛ sikasɛm nti time biara no we meet here just to share some of these information no with yɛn nyinaa no and we hope sɛ deɛ yɛaka ho asɛm in the past ne biribiara no yɛn nyinaa no at least no yɛ apply to yɛasetena mu yɛ sikasɛm mu baabi a ɛsɛ yɛyɛ changes biara no yɛyɛ saa changes no na ɛde asomdwee ɛde abrɛ fie because the ultimate goal is yes yɛpɛ sɛ yɛ sikasɛm but asomdwee ɛwɔ fie a it brings a whole lot of happiness and it shows ɛwɔ abusua no mu it shows ɛwɔ nkɔdaa no so ntitiam nti yɛda mo ase yɛbɛda Penny Isaac nso ase for the time I know sɛ through this time media busy but nyame adom or make it time when available to be with us. Nti Penny Isaac yɛbɛma wakɔ aba yɛbɛma saa akwanya nso na at least no wakyia yɛatiefoɔ na wama mo so akɔ aba.
Okay. And Jemwa no. Yeah, and mention your memory on Kwame Asamba Bio. And the Yabasa Srebio said, you take it seriously because it's very important. Na Samre, I may Jiri say, yeah, it's here, your BBA be a bit me this cabbage with them, but your daddy, I will see as a chere bibi kakra a bit my boy na the boy brandy. Young fan seriously na Jiri say, be in Chirama.
All right, Penny Isaac, that was say. Yeah, you said for the last few weeks, can't want some taxes because say it is the season. In fact, say you drew more your taxes. Now this is the time when nipa bebre bisa a lot of questions. One, adentina me koye maboka. Adenti ena ebi ohwa. Me expect sanke menya this much refund, but unfortunately menya sa refund no. Adentra is it a yebibi a me ye anase me tax preparer no ena onya de but ye dikan I establish in the past and it's about taxes it's more like say woo to coin. And yes, I was sorry, preocupa, and Michigan, I'm sorry, preocupa, I'm sorry, I no pay, and I'm a family bag. Me too, can me call Germany, me call Europe, baby, me call baby. No, it doesn't work that way. It requires planning. Now, so planning, no, say, yes, we here our bag, but we be here our passport, we be here our ticket, we be here your man kakra bia. Saa kwantio no wode betu saa na ye tax eyi a ye kan ho asem nyina no aye nti enye one day event say adru January to April na mempe day bi na menko file me taxes no so obeboka so benya refund whatever the situation is it requires planning ahead say throughout the year ni hina no me de me nyoma to year. Yeah, Dikan can want some, sir. It starts with your W4. So we an employee, you start with your W4. Kwan a wobɛfa so a kyɛ sɛ wobɛfele saa nneɛma no nyinaa no na ɛbɛdetermine taxes a yɛbɛtew. So we are self-employed and so there are so many things that so we did to our kwamo. Sanya beye bedru ho no o moka. The last time we shared there, one of the two things I'm fan say a year disturbing. Ye mu bebre no, we try to go that route, no, but you can want some tax invasion. And na the nim say a legal ube to me use aboa help taxes about tax avoidance and so just in a summary no yabema Penny Isaac ebeboa just to summarize ni mienu no na yewia and na yepese yetoa so ebia what the term no deductions ebia what the term no say credit yes yo what this deductions what this credits near there but ni na no yes something as it's a little bit confusing and no the idea dia hin eboa me and so yebeka ehho asem ntipani so which me aboa na what summarize it briefly the account was some tax invasion tax avoidance what it is and kwan ben and ebefa so I stay legal complying within the say.
All right. Okay, into quickly, no see tax evasion. Basically, so I was going to say, "Oh, evade BB," I say, "Oh, dodgy BB," and no, say, and your papa's no. In other words, oh, for can so sebeya into your taxes BB as our coin and yammer coin so. And tax evasion, tax avoidance, basically, and also you say, oh, farmer coin so idea to lower taxes. Either way, would result in paying lower taxes. But one, I person at one, the other one also your person. So the evasion and your papa, but the avoidance is using the tax laws, the knowledge of a tax preparer to lower your taxes or to lower your tax liability. In summary,
Penny Yadawasepa, I think so. One of the things you say you for after hearing all this information you're sharing now. Uber tries Uber invade taxes. We have seen where nipa bebre a try some besa no. Say you can get away with it for this year or maybe next year or when, but a bedroom stage be no. Uber who say it will catch up with you. And yempese will be able landing in jail just because obe try say obe invade taxes into yabesre say na no yabesha so anytime bia bia no say obi ye bibi ma especially so obi ye taxes no when who say why ye nyoma bi odi nyoma bi ahyehye so when nim say ade we pa che say wanye but odi ahye so ama yesro question the tax preparer no at the crowd the ashes because at the end of the day so IRS for the pick you are for on at random for auditor wo ene obeyi tax preparer and you won't say otini baby adwen no wo ene say we use our question ti ya besre ya for ina say some of these vital information I share no yebeboa na you're taking note of it. Penny Isaac, and you say your transition to yate the terms, deductions. For example, my year Juma, the whole year, my catchy na 50,000. And now a fed year, me quire me taxes in a year, me who say, income no so instead say, and can make ya taxes on the full 50,000. I feel the swatia bedrew level be, and at that out of that level, no, not to see a mutual so taxes. Into the first question is, you cut tax deductions, a dear, and you cut tax credits and so a dear, you per se, you who me no. na yehu some examples to it. Sanya beya, as we plan for our taxes, no, yɛkɔ yɛnim 2024 yɛbɛsan file taxes then yɛbɛtumi ayɛ but yɛhu saa nneɛma wei a ɛtumi ɛboa yɛ ɛma yɛ prepare towards saa nneɛma wei.
Okay. Before we get into, I don't know, Mami take it about a minute or two and I may address it. Just before that, you were talking about some very important issues. And I may so yes. One thing is in most cases, in most cases, a percentage allocation, but in most cases, when people prepare their taxes, they don't even spend a minute to review taxes and documents and their mom. I'm hear on say, "Minya refund the say." And so council no, I shall see the other whole. In most cases, they don't spend time to even find out why minya 11,000 in refund. And I said to even find out why walk $2,000. In most cases, they don't spend time to do that. In already, you can't result in or generate tax returns and another got to baby. Or so now the issue is they rely 100% on the tax preparer. And then they do it in December. Because make ABI very well educated. And I'll to me, I sure man who no be a shima ABI. Who names a winner, so now, who can Nanka, what question or task preparer, but or G another koto. Task preparer named the ONT. But on say, Adia a young woman say. In most cases, grand and ya there could be at the walk to prison. But Yana a pa woman say. So the BB shell soon as a more finance as any of credit own to me. I may prove in an auditor. Na 7 months be debate 2 years, 3 years because last time I make me refund about $5,000. Not knowing that tax part their chefs or transportation business. The expensive be mana boka kraka ho said a bear the tax liability be call from be so a man a refund of about $5,000, which he knew say only business and the for true or no the Ghana for because ne try for true no say or prove so business. So then they are looking at your business registration with the state, your tax ID with the IRS, and your financial documentation. He had nothing to prove. And you say, "Obina dem number man," and or friend number business. So did you really have that business? I say, debut. And I'm so well. Do you have documents to prove that our business? And I say, debut. And I'm say, so say balance how they are maybe to be and farm more because maybe to go control. I'm not able to craft something. So my ABB fast amount said you call. You want to say you transfer by now this guy who had a refund of $5,000 was paying back $11,000. So the reason is over the past 2 years, Oba calculating on say no $5,000 and Kwanenzi could get that refund. In the no plus ABI Kakwa no call bono. Our account on the interest any penalty as a guso. In the Memejiri say, I don't quite your crash and prison. And Adam Takaza 7 say, Ojo tax returns are Nyabotene film. Odie, at least walk to school her cry film. Over team maybe as maybe tax returns are away, dear way for him. We then away because so once I said I also said medical expenses 30,000. You see it clear. Do you or your dependents incur medical expenses to that tune? So if you answer no to yourself, then you go to your tax preparer. Why is this here? I did not bring anything to you like this. But as I said, I don't know a blandy and say, or the actual refund and that is where the issue of morality and integrity come in. And say ethical, you keep quiet, but it goes around and it's going to come around. It's going to come back to hate us. And like a bit more sorry, a bit more like a bit more other religions, we have to make sure that we are doing the right things.
Right.
And yes, yes, can say who quite not see him crying about say and I'll jump onto question also on a credits and deductions,
And before crowd, another example on that, I'm dealing with one guy like right now. You're picking up for an audit. Na ne no almost say on fa ne 1098T, which is student tuition and famra. And apparently no there or the taxes no addition so your student or the school bidding at the so and over time people that do this so more all this institution or more tax ID numbers in the BBI and so the BBI so come at the BBI so however on the IRS side they didn't receive any 1099 1098 TABR from the school for this guy. And I had the access to a man until right now, I saw me prove. On any case, what did 5,000, but on any case, no. I dare no a boy my just no refund no was over 7,000.
Okay.
And now no, they need to prove say I'm a student. And also your student. So how do you handle in your way? Yet here for can some of these stories might sound a little bit fun. Maybe sounds I didn't be best. It is out there. The tax preparers in the they think once they do this for you, now we just get na ubetumi recommended and so I'm more be say akwa with your yard but at the end of the day, it should be a baby. It's on you to prove it. And you had their tax preparer and catcher so yeah, me share some uji sikani idea, but your friends it wouldn't happen. And what said this send your penny can ube review document be the amount se be or can wo education level no kra no enru baby obehun sa ne ma pobi wonim non hwa de ni mount say hey ade we misra wa hwema me na make sure say we ne ade ewo we are hoping say you better take some of this information seriously now because it's easy to do the right thing now than to try say fix some of these problems.
Okay. Yeah, and one other very important thing I made you say I can in the past and I say any documentation organization any delay say your more handle stock so say I mean anything be a transaction be a say school say mortgage mortgage be almost send copies IRS so if you have an account with the IRS if you log in or track or documentation history you see this and your money now they are all you find all of them on your account with the IRS. The money is very easy for them to pick something up for an audit and say be a random so more finance or more verify okay we are we saw you say school did you receive a 1098 T into anyone not just you are a very good candidate for an audit. About it's not just at the very first level, no, what can throw and thrown on I suppose you. And thrown on I suppose you. And I am only really and another boy. It's minimum Sangal will be before I move on to answering that.
Oh, and no, it's this like good information. In fact, at least in the boy home, and I did be wouldn't like an honest and innocent mistake.
Yeah.
But as you listen to some of these information, share one, two, who say you take time na review wonioma. Don't rely solely on obisa onyama na wo de utifio na just usika no na your friend is woje into very important we need to share.
Yeah. And one other danger as how women say there are some tax preparers who use free online software. You've not done any further investment in buying professional software. So you just go online, TurboTax, Tax Act, way, free, you know. Now was a create account amount. It is almost 5 years. Almost DB and Shase, wow, dinner Shase, the honor dear. Say, but because sometimes, you know, I put me track it, has to pair beer, I be or mudding word and also a number of issues almost I know almost me tracking up what channel.
Yeah.
But in this case, you know, if your tax preparer requires and new going to answer for the free software and I am on I say one cause I didn't also that means a 1 hour what day. And then I said, so I think be about 100%. Say any issue be and that also.
Yeah.
I am a hard also. So you have to make sure the people taxes and the tax returns and so because I know one out to me who say, okay, you are paying somebody and they have done some work for you. In case of anything, you can go back and ask them.
Yeah.
Okay. And to the issue of deductions and credits, say deductions, you know, be a buying a maho quine. So I said, now, no, the whole framework of taxation, at the end of the year, no, ABR, one make 50,000, no, it will be $2,000. Now, no, so of our taxes are what it means in the say, sir, what is going to be the actual tax on all your income I will make during the year from all over the world? And that income might not only be the 50,000 on ABR, who make other income, but I assume just say just 50,000 on corner say $2,000. So $50,000, you have calculated taxes on next. Now, you can say, okay, what was going to be the actual taxes and also here? Because Mummy and Kai said, the better no there, it depends on withholding. Or select here, you cannot earlier on. And DBA, so claim 0 be able to more, so claim 3. You better get it. And the better no there on your W2 no there and your contact. It depends on what you claim on your withholding form. And the say I took 2,000. I don't just end also to I haven't ever calculated and also go to your so taxes and one my buying who say okay, he to 2,000 based on withholding, but 7 pounds also go to now calculating TV calculating you know now also go to 3,000 and here to 2,000. That means you have underpaid.
Yeah.
It is also 3,000, not to say 2,000. That means that you have to pay back 1,000 to the IRS. But say 2,000, that's a bit close. You know, go to 1,500. That means that you are overpaid by 500. That means you have a refund of $500. It is that's how taxes work. Now, the tenant say, 50,000. I buy no person of wow. Said the bear or taxes and also go to the form. So we're creating your friend deductions and credits. Deductions, the T3 income no so the bear income now also calculated tax was on a back of now tax also to an alcohol. So the bear hopefully no a bear less than the tail on no refund. Deductions no. The was 50,000 no that's a deduction of about ABR 5,000. That means that taxable income about 45,000. In the assuming that tax a bracket 10%. That means your taxes have been 4,500. Then they are compared the tete one. They are son only who's been refund and I say who's birthday IRS worker. And one of the most common deductions is the standard deduction or the itemized deduction. In the standard deductions or itemized deductions, you have the option to choose one of them. In the standard deduction, it's based on your filing status. It's based on your filing status. It's always single, and I say be out married or filing separately. It's about 12,000 plus. Say we married and filing jointly. It's double of single, which is about 25,900 for the current tax season. And I say, head of household and so is 18,000 plus. And I say, surviving spouse and also qualifying widower, which also a filing status, which means your husband or your wife died in that tax year and 2 years after that tax year, you're able to claim that status, And also, it's like the deduction for said not what 25,900 for the current tax year. And the deduction, or taxable income now, you calculate tax on also bottom. So the bear will tax liability back off from now, hopefully, what's many refund. And the standard deduction is free. Total income to bring it down before we calculate your taxes on the taxable income. So deductions, a be example, so it be put your student loan interest. Student loan interest, there's a threshold. Up to that amount, it will be deducted. But truly, filing status one can be about. When you are married and you are filing separately, you cannot deduct student loan interest. Benefit that and penalty. But we are joint and I say be a single and also a head of household there. As a qualifying widow, you are able to claim the student loan interest deduction. And also one of them. One other deduction beats my casualty, and tuition first now the option of deduction of credit, but they say
credit,
yeah. And the casualty, first and that it depends on what happened. Other things, now some calculations be a day. And the same fancy be if you need like BBA say, like be when you're flood and BBA say, and as be BBA said no or more, and nobody will motion to the castle. Okay, they say casualty, but now no tax reforms now. Donald Trump here in 2017, I'll say you are entitled to casualty benefit only when you are in an area you declare as a disaster area. And then I send it out of the scene. But the most common ones, standard deduction or itemized deduction. Itemized deduction, as an option to standard deduction, and the friend say you are itemizing, you are listing things in here. So no be carbon as a standard deduction no bit deduction instead of the standard deduction. And the normally be a state and local taxes. And normally be a contributions to charity, whether in cash or in kind, which people use their donations to churches for those things, and other goodwill, salvation, areas are goods and products, and they're able to convert them into dollars. Or if you have to drive or if you had to drive some miles to do some charitable work or charitable miles in night converting to cash, and only to make home be as part of your itemized deductions. If you incurred medical expenses, normally in the excess of your total medical expenses over 7.5% of your adjusted gross income is also added to your itemized deductions. And when you have mortgage, that's a mortgage interest for the whole year is part of the itemized deductions. And property taxes are what you are now on your car, on your personal property, on your, if you need not, and all these are forms of deductions. Refund. In other words, it brings down our tax liability compared to how much has been held on our W2. And in simple terms, deduction reduces our taxable income and therefore helps reduce our taxes that way. I'll give a very simple illustration. Mastercard creditor BBA a reduce the tax liability in itself dollar for dollar. So let me just give a very simple illustration. Assuming say now our taxes or total income 15,000. When your total deduction of $5,000. Now our taxable income is $10,000. So $10,000, or tax bracket, say 10%. That means that your taxes or your tax liability will be $1,000. In the year, $1,000 as a tax liability now for the credit and also about $1,000 and also I have tax liability also. I'm an abba form. And suddenly they compare the title on your W2 near the other. They assume they say liability near 1,000 or credit of maybe 500 and so on near the better dollar for dollar. Now I can 500 pay. Now for the 500 I could compare ABA the till or W2 maybe I know 1,000 yet. That means a liability of or net liability of 500 now. That's it till 1,000 on W2. That means you have overpaid by 500. No one your refund of 500.
Yeah.
So that is how deductions and credits work. For the most part, and I am credit near more beneficial because I need a dollar for dollar. And remember a very simple example. For instance, you have the option to claim a credit for 1,000, and you have the option also to claim a deduction for $1,000. Now, or taxable income, a year, $11,000. Do you want to take the previous student loan interest, student tuition, and not students you have the option to claim the credit or the deduction. In this case, as a 1,000, some person who claim as a deduction now, a better taxable income of 11,000 also about $10,000. With a tax bracket of 10%, you are paying $10,000 in taxes. Okay, and I said that will be your liability. But what about if you decide to claim it as a credit instead of a deduction? In that case, our tax bracket of 10%, of 11,000 by 1,100, that will be our liability. And then, as a credit, 1,000 by 1,100, and also. Not just as we owe only 100 in taxes.
Yeah.
And compared to $1,000 in taxes and only $100 in taxes, you see say credits are more beneficial. But it looks like there is not much where you have to choose between the two as in the past, where like the student loan tuition. So that is how credits and deductions work in general.
Yo, Penny, there was a for the education and you for say Afina Wabakayan sa yada say and you the can want some your taxes. Yedim say you the season no fast US has a busy season for your taxes. So be a try so be filing the taxes. Why wouldn't say obedeka yɛmu bebree yɛ trying to April 18th no na ya file na kyɛ sɛ biribi a ɛwɔ hɔ biara no so wode ka na ɛfɛn sɛ wotua na sɛ ɛsɛ woyɛ payment arrangement you do it but sɛ wonim sɛ wobɛnya refund a mekan obi ayɛ ne deɛ kura awie agye sika no kura wadi kura awie ne adeɛ but na yɛpɛ sɛ sɛne yɛdi kan kaeɛ no the tax you know ɛnyɛ a one-day affair. It is something that is planned throughout the whole year. Enti saa education ya yɛde man no ebi wɔ ɛbɛboa wo afiwei. Saa mmoa wɔ afiwei koraa na we know sɛ wonya saa information no wotumi ayusu ayɛ some adjustment yɛkɔ yɛnim for next year. Now, Penny, one of another deduction infants or a lot of infants are sophobia ATA and yeah, they own say there is something we call like the personage allowance on for your friends and ministers. Bebre soon name so they don't take advantage of sa and nyoma way no and nihna no akoba ebi woni bidin koma almost yo na just say yeah but the truth in is adeɛ bia IRS ahyehyɛ bia no it is something sɛ wofa ne kwan no so pɛpɛɛpɛ te sɛ deɛ ɔmo ahyehyɛ no it is legal for mmienu to be able to use. Yɛde kan ka tax inversion, yɛde kan ka tax avoidance. That's not what we are saying here. But yɛkyerɛ nneɛma IRS fo ankasa de ato akwan mu a ɛbɛboa yɛn nti sɛ woyɛ minister you want to look into personage allowance. Yɛtwa sika sɛ wo fie a wo team there's a certain amount threshold be a what taxable income sɛnea pani ɛkyerɛ mu no sɛ 100,000 te saa sika wei na no fa free what taxable income no mu a ɛyɛ 100,000 na meduru ha na from ha kɔ no na fa deɛ ɛbɛhwɛ so na adan ya charge your taxes. So if there's a minister listening to us or if you're a minister out there you have wouldn't inside information if you reach out to we can help with some of these things and your friends and one of the things in fact now my next question to you and it's the credits need deductions the and what the kind actually more satisfied with that but the follow-up question is can I use both? Can I use the deductions and at the same time use the credits? And now say something I say we use one or the other.
Okay. Yeah, it is a very good question, but I mean take a minute since you mentioned ministers in your manner. Yeah. And just so listeners know, so be here and your minister of state and minister of the gospel.
That's it.
Minister of the gospel as a so as of what the amount taxes are far completely differently and yet like the regular one. So they're not penny cano for the most part maybe as when you W2 assume is maybe as make 200,000 your personal allowance could be ABA $80,000. It is $80,000 no amount fanka ne taxable income no box one of W2 no njomo de be 120 ne be shim no mo de 80 no so aka others no no what describing as a personage na sa personage it could be for say bia the allowance in cash and I say beer amount a beer like mission house beer and the most common one because America had the the most common one say this kind of amount in cash. Now what happens and I say very important depending on the church and I see be the setting of the church organization, they can provide you, a spreadsheet of normal also to me a document during the year. Because personal allowance, what happens, and they say you should be able to capture all the expenses in care while like as a pastor during the year, which includes utilities or mortgage any expense be in care to take care of your household as a pastor. Also to documenting in so we add all of them up and we normally compare it with personal allowance and the amount. Assuming ZBA or personal allowance here 80,000, that's it. When I'm breaking it down in very simple terms, there are other things like a more detail, but we're the very simple in America. And say amount personal 80,000, that's it. Your total expenses were only 50,000. Generally, 30,000 it has to be added back to that 120,000 to be taxed. And very important. That means that or personal expenses to be 80,000. In count to any tax be on 80,000. But and through international, you are going to be paying taxes on some of the personal allowance. So it's very important. So it's tracking all your expenditure during the whole year. Now, so that's a prayer, and if they know what they are doing, they can help you get into that. Now, to the question of credits and deductions, as it stands right now, most of the items in tax laws, most of them, are either this or the other. You may not be able to do both at the same time. And for instance, you can deductions standard or itemized deduction is strictly a deduction. It cannot be a credit.
Right.
Student loan interest deduction is strictly a deduction. It cannot be a credit. And a few others. Seba credit as well. Your education credit. It used to be taxpayers used to have the option of taking a credit or deduction, but now it's strictly a credit. And two kinds of those credits in a barco up to $2,000 and a barco up to $2,500. Up to 2,000 a year. Say what we first degree, any further degree we have, you're able to get that credit up to based on your income level actually. But within the first 4 years, the American Opportunity Tax Credit, the first one for the Hope Credit, and also up to $2,000. And the TSSA, in general, and I earn income credit. Earn income credit, you are getting that credit just because you earn some income, and also solely depends on your level of income and the number of children, especially that you have. And the interesting thing about that is that the lower your income and the more your children, the more the credit. The more your income, I know the was oh my 100. So threshold to be a credit it is very interesting. First, and Nanka threshold, a more bike a cry, Nanka put me be fine, but 2017 tax phones, Trump and our poem was a zero. So income not a jump TV and I was a nebi. I have power go with brain. Most taxpayers Abia this year, like who say Biana Ogusu Kosku na main maybe a family income na a base of 30,000. Bina was maybe on crab 3 for no income credit base 6,000. Bina back from 12,000. The following year, then a year never use schools is income 115,000. I don't know what process threshold income credit no unya zero. It is almost tax refunds, and the mother said, "It's what by 5 times." Sister said, now they that's the priority or you're not go those are credits, earned income credit, education credit, child tax credit, is truly credit, and child
I'm say a penny line no a freeze kakra. Yeah, yet here from fine chat na penny Isaac anya a power outage baby or one on no na say ne line a free so nti sana your fans na penny Emma yeah no in terms of the deductions and your credit no on say one of the things na penny a boss just to reinforce some of these things the more na we income no cost no the more especially like the earned income credit we lose a lot of it if we say this year we your taxes a bill and fancy last year na we know your now income by 30,000 or 35,000 more on koda by me no government ne say because say we abusua wo nkoda ne susa wo hwe more you need help and because of that no your mouth sika bi account se na be ya wo betumi take care of nkoda na ebe sustain abusua no so going forward now also bear in mind say income na ekosoro no na wo man so enyini no na some of these credits no so no esesa into bedroom stage bi no wo ma no ensesan wo nkoda bi mienu miensa the same way but we income no bi had still no we income near less however nkoda no nyini drew stage bi you lose some of these benefits enti enye se bi tax preparer no na enya ade but as the year goes by no nkoda no enyini it also changes the earned income amount na ese wunya no another creditor you can want someone fancy especially most of us in the bio your work room here you used to a year fancy student loan interest you can some student loan interest no you say would your student loan great wako school would you loan would your school a na uwie a wotua loan back government say interest be a wotua also be no fabra what the bar you be use as a credit will give you like a percentage of now also bear in mind say the more income ubenya based on your filing status you lose out student loan interest the bedroom stage bi no we income the bedroom level be no you are making too much into first now qualify say we use student loan interest but yeah you can use it but we be so ain't beneficial to you anymore because we income no akosro enti I've run into situations be aware for nti the question mo bisa say nti me ye adwuma na ye na say manya adwuma na ye na say ba kunya adwuma metina fie na the question me bisa on say okay yemfa say ye mienu na ye adwuma yakatua ye mfa say 50,000 each nti ye mienu yakabom aye 100,000 and because of the 100,000 into no, some little benefit be or I say yeah. Fine. But imagine say mama bakwa jaya juma etifie all because of $3,000-4,000 na ebeba beka your taxes hono. into compare that $50,000 now throughout the year no set bema na anya adwuma na so ba na anya adwuma ye loses sa sika no versus sa 3 or 4 or 5,000 hours for the bema me anya se bi o ha bosumi bia na de sa sika na mami o but a year at the end of the year no any de sika no breme so one can say weigh the options na who say which is it the ahin na ye worth it se me ye adwuma na matua taxes na ye due no na bi o ha at the end of the year na ma file na ma break even kama ana say manya me refund na refund no cry eba no and no so bebre yes something is a bonus I wasn't expecting it and aba dia here and ya penti mama yenhu the dynamics of taxes say one the more you make most likely you have to pay more intina hu ko hia say if you have other expenses now then you do the itemized deduction just to bring your overall income, your taxable income down. Send your tax liability ketwa. Nti yeti for yenim say enwumre no aye valuable information say your taxes, your dekan your deductions, kwan ya fa so boa your taxes, your credit and so kwan ya and so fa so na ete ye akabia ye de no ete so emayen se na ebeya akabia de beye ketwa yenim se information we ebeboa o into the aye can say finne what some of this information no adjustment bia say we even say if you have to go back to your employers and complete a new tax withholding form, W4 no. If you have to complete a new one, but more than say obey, send a beya at the end of the year, no, one ne a kabia. Even a beya best, obe break even cry, you break even, sesikabi beba cry, a yesika kakra biniadia, but don't bet on it, sir. I need 5,000-6,000 refund. Ebi ohwa na enya de beba nti yedemo asese enwumre no munya adaje na yesika seme no yenim se information aba enchen no information ebeboa ye hina nti nyame enka ye hina ho nhira ye hina babia wo bia no nti until say next week yebehia no de nsemo aye kan yesrewara fa ye adwuma na ebeboa ewo usikasem no wasetena mo nyame enka ho